Hello, my name is Darren Woodfork, and I'm an attorney here in Scottsdale, Arizona. I've been practicing law here for 25 years, and on this channel I talk about various legal issues that deal with Arizona law and the U.S. law and international law also. Today I want to talk about some banking regulations. They're called KYC and AML. The KYC stands for Know Your Customer, and the AML stands for the Anti-Money Laundering Statutes. And these are statutes and rules that banks have to comply with whenever they're accepting money from somebody. And the reason why I brought this up and the reason why I thought about it was that back in 2016, I was opening up a Bitcoin account. I was exchanging Bitcoin or exchanging dollars for Bitcoin. I was using Coinbase back then. And I remember that they were asking a lot of real invasive questions. They were asking kind of like where the money was coming from. I had to send my driver's license or my passport. I had to send that, or I had to send a picture of that to Coinbase in order to set up the account. And I thought that was weird. It was the first time I've ever dealt with it. But Coinbase, since they're a financial institution, they have to comply with those AML and the KYC rules. And basically that's why they asked for that. And if you've ever had to open a bank, well, I don't know if they have to do it for bank account. Well, I'm sure they have to do it for bank accounts actually, or investment accounts. Whenever they are asking you questions that you think might be pretty prying or whatever, that's because the banks have to comply with the law. And I think it's kind of interesting, and I'll talk about it here as far as what they're looking for. But for the KYC anyway, they just need to know. It again stands for Know Your Customer. So you have to kind of show you are who you say you are. And so you have to have like a driver's license. You have to have a bank account. You have to have your ID, all that stuff. And basically, all the banks, all the crypto people, all the investments, all these places, they have to make you prove who you say you are. And so that's, what KYC is. And they're trying to prevent money laundering, but I think it's kind of weird because both of these laws, too, they're kind of trying to prevent money laundering. But from my perspective as a lawyer, I see the federal money laundering statutes on the books and the structuring statutes and the wire fraud statutes and all that. And I think to myself, well, if somebody is laundering money, they're going to be a lot more trouble than with the federal government, with the criminal system, than they are just not being able to open up a bank account because of they're trying to launder money. But nevertheless, the banks have to comply with these requirements. And the same thing, the AML, the anti-money laundering statute that the banks have to comply with, that's basically where the banks have to make you prove where the money's coming from. And it's interesting, and well, not only do they have to make you prove where the money's coming from, they have to alert the government if there's any suspicious activity. They call it a SARS report, I think it's called, a suspicious activity report. And basically, and there's nothing that makes people more mad than the banks and the federal government looking into how they deposit their money or withdraw their money. But that's what the SARS is. It's basically the banks have to report if there's any suspicious activity, in that if you always deposit, $25,000 and then one day you deposit $3 million, they're going to notice that and they're going to have to report that as suspicious activity. Again, it may be a completely legitimate reason, but they have to do it under the rules that the banking rules have to comply with. So anyway, so that's what the KYC and AML is. And again, if you may not have known, or you may have not, known why it was needed, but it's all to kind of stop money laundering, to finance terrorism, all those things that the banks have to comply with. I'm not sure if they came in after the terrorist attacks in 2001, but I assume that that's probably where this all started. But anyway, so hope that was interesting. Again, if you were upset because you had to give a bunch of personal information to a financial institution, now you know why. If you like the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching. Thanks.